Welcome to my ancestral healing meditation. Before we get started on the meditation, which is only 3 steps, I'd like to discuss a few things. Ancestral healing is becoming more important as we've ascended enough to sense other trauma and be able to heal it, and it must be healed before ascending any further. Trauma weighs down the body, and thus we cannot shift into our light body while carrying trauma. And it's not only our ancestral trauma. We can carry pain, suffering, and trauma from not only this current life and up the lines on our mother's and father's sides, but also from our other lives. Remember, it's not past lives, it's parallel, simultaneous realities. And for every decision you make, there are other timelines that other versions of you are in, making other choices. Also, you can access timelines and carry trauma from an entire race or religion or time period. All of that can be healed. For those of you that have had a soul spark retrieval session with me, you know that our souls have many sparks, many aspects of self that are put in many different lives to experience. And all communication and connection is bidirectional, so we are always sending and receiving thoughts, feelings, energy, and info through the lines to our other selves in multiple dimensions, as well as to our soul and source. When I'm in a phone session with a client, I can see their lines, their etheric threads, connecting them across lives and dimensions, and I see the trauma they carry, be it from ancestors, other selves, race, religion, other times, all kinds of different places. And it's different for everyone, as some souls choose to carry little or no trauma, and others choose a great deal. Remember, it's not good or bad, it's simply red or blue. A soul is divinely neutral, and it's aware of its infiniteness, so any life path contracts are simply for an experience. Now, can you do your own ancestral healing? Yes. I always recommend trying it on your own first. See how it feels. While I do see the lines and the trauma you're carrying, and I'm able to give you the specific affirmations from your soul, it's not necessary to know what exactly is in that heavy baggage you're dragging behind you. And if you don't feel or sense the trauma or sense it's gone, then yes, you can book a session with a healer that really resonates with you. Back to the 3-step process for ancestral healing and trauma clearing, which automatically recalibrates your DNA and uplevels your frequency. Step 1 is notice it. You have to become aware and notice when you're getting triggered, because that's your clue that you just stumbled into a trauma pothole. What are the triggers? People, situations, or events that cause a sudden change in your thoughts or feelings. Fear, heart racing, a sudden vision or memory resurfacing are just a few. So, once you've noticed the trigger and you accept that there is trauma linked to it, you're ready to heal it. Step 2 is doing the meditation with intention and affirmations. You must have the faith and trust that you can indeed release the trauma, heal the lines, dissolve it all. While I recommend going out in nature for this part, connecting with Gaia, with Mother Nature, really you only need a safe space in which you can focus your awareness and your consciousness on your intention, and you can create your affirmations and state them clearly. Some of my favorites are that I am complete with this experience. I am releasing this trauma across all lines, from all bodies and all cellular memory. It is now dissolved. Remember, in these times, we do not have to relive anything. It doesn't matter where this trauma started, nor who it was with, in order to choose to be complete with it all. I am complete, and I release all pain, suffering, and trauma from my cells. I have downloaded the information needed in my memory, and I release all thoughts and feelings of the event and people involved. I have released it all as it no longer serves my highest good and my highest joy. It is now dissolved. When you're done with your affirmations, or these, then take a few deep breaths and picture in your inner vision yourself standing in front of you with all the trauma flowing out of you or down your body into Gaia. For me, when a client releases, I actually see sparkles showering over them and all down them into Gaia as they release and heal. You can even picture beautiful golden or opalescent or any other color of light filled with love and compassion traveling out of you through those lines to all those involved, no matter who or where they are. And this is important. Remember, you only do the intention and affirmations once. Faith and trust that it's complete. If you feel you need to repeat it, then you're telling the universe you failed. It didn't work. So you really have no choice but to believe it worked. You did it. It's gone. Which brings us to the last step, which is very important because the human brain, the ego mind, works on patterns and memories, and it will pull up the event or the trigger or the person again. Maybe only a few times, maybe every day for the next week. It differs with each person. So, step 3, the last step, is to repattern your brain with reaffirmations. Every single time your ego mind jumps into that event again, pops it up, the moment you notice you're thinking about the trauma or the event or the person, just acknowledge that. Notice it, acknowledge it, and then immediately state your belief that it's dissolved, it's done, it's healed. It doesn't matter how many times you repattern. It will be different with every healing. So please, no self-judgment. Simply notice, become aware that your brain is focusing again on the echo of the healed trauma and repeat strongly that you're complete, it's dissolved, it's healed. You can send love if you wish. You can create your own affirmations. But it's important at this step to be clear. You did the process. It's done. It's all healed and you're good. So remember, this is just your ego mind echoing, and retrain it as many times as needed until the trigger or trauma no longer pops up. And I'll wrap this up by saying, one of the things that I practice is that I am in control of my thoughts and emotions, and I choose happiness. I stay the middle path. I stay in divine neutrality as much and as often as I can. So if I react to a person or event, I notice my feelings, fear, sadness, anger, whatever. Then I use my affirmations to remind my ego mind that I do currently feel these feelings, and I allow them to flow right through me. I do not react. I do not take action. I simply watch them flow through myself until they're gone. And then I bathe myself in love and compassion and any other people involved. I'll use light, color, frequency, whatever comes up. There is no victim, no perpetrator, simply an experience. So for me, my two choices are neutral or positive, and I release all else. And again, this is a practice. No self-judgment. Just return to neutral. Return to happy. For the brain does not control one. The heart does. So choose over and over again to return to your heart center. You choose love and you choose happiness. So again, the 3 steps to ancestral healing are, number 1, notice a trigger, notice and recognize, become aware, accept that you are triggered, that there is a trauma. Once you're aware of it, you can heal it. Number 2, use intention and affirmations to guide yourself through a healing. Create your own or use mine. I am complete with this as it's no longer in my highest good or highest joy, and I dissolve it all. It is healed. And number 3, whenever your brain or ego mind pops up an echo of the healed trauma, repattern it by reaffirming it is dissolved, it is healed, it is no longer in my field. Repattern and reaffirm as many times as it takes to rewire your brain. If you feel the need or desire to do the meditation right now, then find someplace to sit quietly where you feel safe and you won't be bothered. Close your eyes, hands on your lap, feet on the floor. If you want to think back to a person or event that triggered you or a trauma you know you have, you can do so, but it is not necessary. So you can also just clear your mind. Take a couple of deep cleansing breaths. Tell yourself, I am clearing all ancestral trauma, up the lines, across lives. All pain, suffering, and trauma is being healed and released. I am complete with every experience of pain, suffering, and trauma. It is no longer in my highest good or highest joy, and I dissolve it all. It is healed. So please repeat, I am complete with all experiences of trauma. I dissolve it all. It is healed. I am healed. Take another couple of deep breaths, grounding yourself and just picturing love and light and compassion flowing over yourself in your crown chakra at the top of your head, all the way down your body, into the floor, into Gaia. Look inward and believe you are clear, you are lighter, you feel more content. When you're ready, open your eyes and remember, if echoes pop up, you just tell yourself, nope, we already healed this. It's done. It's dissolved. It's gone. I'm good. I'm happy. I'm content. Everything is healed.